Stop. Everyone's forget about that stranger thing. The stranger thing. Believe it, there's episode 9 coming out of the grand finale. There's so many fucking stupid people out there. There's so many stupid people out there. They're so obsessed. They're so obsessed with just random fucking shit people do. It kind of makes you want to laugh. People are just so loony bin. They're on, of course, most of them are liberal-based people now. They're on a huge amount of fucking psychiatric drugs and shit. Their brains are completely like numb to reality. They have to make up a different reality for the reality that they live in. That's all kinds of fucking weird ass shit. These are the first people that are going to sit there and say that God doesn't exist, blah blah blah, NASA's real. Okay, well NASA's real, and God has to real, because NASA's following what God wants us to do with science, that has to do what NASA's actually. Prophecies are prophecies. Prophecy comes through all the time, and we said it. We're really keeping that there. But I always gotta think about it. I was like, I can watch anime and just enjoy the story. I'm not like fixated on it. Some people are fixated on it, and then you start to think about it. Like, these motherfuckers have literally nothing else to do. They go to work, they go home, they sit in their bed, they lay around, they get food, they lay around all day. They might do a little bit of exercise and that, maybe. And they sit up for 4 or 5 hours watching this shit. They get so glued to it. And I get it, you know. I want a reality that we just do like that. Your life gets kind of boring with shit for a little bit of time. What's that point? Like 24/7 now. Just sit on the internet and just complaining about all this shit and it'll be like, they talk about it, I hear them talk about it at work. Fuck that one. Come on every now and again. There's no one in there. That's all. Stranger Thing popped up. A lot of people are going crazy about it. I'm just like, I watched the first season of it. First season was good. I left at the first season. I didn't care about the second season, third season, or fourth season. I never watched any of them. Some people go, oh, you gotta watch them all, man. Oh, concluded. And like, first season was good because it wasn't super political bullshit. Second season was good because it wasn't all political bullshit. Third season, fourth season, they start putting a little more shit in there. The political sides and stuff like that, they want to propagandize stuff because they have a couple of people that complain about stuff. Yeah, if you're on social media, you can complain about a whole bunch of, you know, gays and a whole bunch of, like, crazy fucking white liberal people and that. Just to give you the heads up, there's only maybe like a couple percent of people that actually give a fuck about all that bullshit. And you can listen to them. You listen to them talk. And some people go against it. Like, I think it was the other guy looking at. He's like against the whole game and like he's super like heterosexual. He's man, he's doing that. I love you so much and everything. Yeah. Pussy's good. Pussy's also good crap. You know, there's always consequences. Sure does actually. And we kind of talked about here, man. Because I talk about how I am. I was like, I'm a dork. Like, I never really got around to get into that type of stuff and that. I never really cared. Even though I could have. I'm happy that I didn't because it would have changed my life the way that I don't know if I exactly wanted to change. So I'm kind of happy that I'm not really considering myself to be like mostly a lot of people. Yeah, I'm just a dork. Like anime, you know, that's probably why I delusionalize myself just a little bit. You know. It came down to now, you know, watch my anime now. Like, the first anime I really watched, it was Dragon Ball Z. I didn't really watch Dragon Ball too much, so I didn't get to see one of those big, huge tips from that one scene when she was in the trailer with Yamcha. Yamcha was, you could see her shit through the cover, and I ended up poking through the cover, and I don't know. Found out later on about that. But, like, you get down to it. No, it is. I really care about this sometimes. So we gotta talk about stuff like. So when women look at me and that, and they're like, "Oh, you're legitimately," I know I'm changing the subject and that, but it's just the roll call. It's not just, I see this stuff and I'm just like, man, I really don't care. Man, my ex-girlfriend was really attractive looking. She had a big, huge butt on her neck. She's skinny, with nice boobs and that. And, like, any other guy would plop the shit out of her because, you know, obviously naked, she's fucking very attractive. You know, when she spread her legs on me, I had to play around with her big, huge booty and that. It was fucking nice. But the thing of it is, to give you the honest truth, my flesh wanted it, but I couldn't do it. And some women, honestly, they get butthurt over that. They're like, what, I'm not good enough for you? It's like, no, it's nothing to do with the way you look and that. It has nothing to do with your personality, man. It's just, if someone's very, traditional and God's with them, you can't force things upon people like me. It just never works. I have tried it so many times that. So conclude that I'll just, tell them I don't base relationships just based upon that, and women try to do it all the time, and I just don't really care. I always say, no, I could have got a lot of girls pregnant in that, but I never really traditionally wanted to do it. As people fling out too easy. You meet them up for a couple days, and after they're attracted to you, they think that being naked and throwing their body at you is the best way to do it. And when you continuously think of that and put that in perspective, it's like, well, I don't go out there. No, it's not good. It's not a good way to live life. You shouldn't live life like that. It's the mean. It's not worth it. Most time I talk with ladies or what they're talking about, they start talking about their life a little bit. Sometimes it's their intimacy and that they have and that, just little sparks of here and there of what they feel and that. And sometimes it just comes out of nowhere as a fucking joke and shit. And you're like, okay. And one lady talked about, doing the ass, I think that made a joke about it. And I was like, oh yeah, I tried it once, and I really like it, to be honest with you, And she was like, she could fucking the ass all the time. And she's like an expert at it, because she's like, oh man, it hits just the right spot, she was fucking amazing, all that stuff, and that. I'm just like, I'm sure it does. But see, people just go by just how things feel. Sometimes things feel good, but can be terrible for you mentally. And it's just like hinting that, it sounds like this person screwed you over just one dude. It's like you'd be so excited about something if you don't do it a lot. I always think about that, why is the sexuality in this world where lust is so high? And people just drive themselves to complete insanity with this stuff because it's so easy to get. So what if a man told a woman no? Would that woman freak out? Fuck yeah. Well, it's like if a woman really wants to bang a dude and you told them fucking no, they're worse than fucking men. They might not get physical on that, be able to beat you up and shit, because some men can get very violent, I guess, if you tell them no with sex. But them are men normally addicted to that shit. They don't want to sit there and be told no. They're only the guys that normally don't get much. They only go after desperate people and shit. I can think of a few people that I know in person that are like that. And it all comes down to how our emotions work. If you haven't given into that kind of lifestyle, don't. Stay your lifestyle. If you're a dork, play video games and that, you just want to have fun with your friends and that, just get a job and just have fun with your friends. Don't get involved with anything sexual and all that stuff, because that shit does fucking affect you a lot. It really pulls you down, because then you're always, you might be sparking about it all the time. And once you get into that kind of mindset, it's really hard to get around with it. Lusting is very difficult to pull away. I think some people say, talk about masturbating, and I say, well, masturbation is a sense of release. To me, to how I see it, is to postpone things to not happen. Because a man with a full nutsack is a very prominent man to be horny. And women can smell that. And that's the thing, is women are very prone, especially if the dude's very masculine, they're very prone to smelling that scent. And they go crazy about it. Women always think men are like that. I'll tell you what, a masculine, more traditional man, especially if he's in good shape in that, which most of us are, you'd be surprised how many women want these nuts that we have. They all fucking do. And they'll surround men like us, and they'll fucking keep on pouncing until one of them eventually gets pregnant. And yes, it kind of does happen like that. It's not even to do with the money of it. It's the pureness of a person. The more pure you are, the more that evil intention people, unpure people want to get closer to you, to a certain extent. Especially with sexuality now. Like, I'm more pure than most people, I guess. Most men at my age. Most. Not all, but most. It's just my mindset. It's how I think about life. I always had very attractive women. They were all whores. All were fucking beginning to become whores, or like they just fucked a few guys in that. They just want me to be the number 3. And I can remember the times. Why do I keep bringing this stuff up? Now it just shows a conclusion of what these people go through. Most of them don't have parents. They don't have good, healthy parents. No good traditional parents. They live life with a single mom, more or less likely never with a single father, unless the father's a piece of shit. Most times, always a single mom, and the single mom's always a whore too, because they're very controlling. We should look at it as like, okay. Some people say, it's like woman shouldn't be submissive to the man. I said, well, if the man's being the man, he's providing, he's doing everything he can to make a woman's life easier, then a woman should be submissive. It doesn't mean completely controlled. No. It's a bargaining chip to say, hey, I want you to be the main person in the house. If stuff goes wrong, that woman relies on that man to get stuff done. That's all it really means. And same thing with the man. The man doesn't walk home and there's trash everywhere, and the woman's at home sitting around eating, Rice Krispie treats. You'd be like, farting all over the place and that. And no man's gonna want to be with a woman like that. And these women that do become like this, they're narcissists. They're controlling. They say, well, I shouldn't have to do anything. You should do everything. You're the man, and believe I'm the prize. I said, there's no such thing as a prize. This ain't a fucking Christmas gift. Not even that. The way you think of a prize is saying that you're better than the person that you're with. You have your standards up so high, you believe that you're better. Well, if you look at all the women around that woman, you're probably more or less likely the least person to be with. So saying that you're special, no, you're not special. You're a fucking piece of shit. Don't ever get caught up with that stuff. And that's what the body counts do. The more and more that women sit there and especially men, they keep on doing these things and doing all these body things, they put themselves in a higher standing point. They want to believe that they're stronger and better than everybody else because, they have more money, or they have more sex partners, or they have more. It's like the Romans. That's basically how the Romans were. The Romans had this massive hierarchy. All the high class people fucked all each other, and they did all these sins and that. And it happens every single time people get too wealthy, they get too complacent, they're lazier, their lives are too easy, they're not hard enough. And when life gets too easy, you resort to what? Doing sinful things. Sodom and Gomorrah. The whole point of Sodom and Gomorrah is to, when you look at why they were like that, because they were all filthy fucking rich. They all had so much wealth and control over their city. And they literally were buying other humans because they believe they were higher up than them to a certain extent, from what I know about some of the things that did happen. That I go historically. And they did whatever they want. Bang animals, bang humans, do all these dramatic things because they think they had a higher standing. But the thing of it is, you don't. That's why when I see people have an easy life, their lives are boring because they're easy. They don't do nothing. So first thing they want to resource to is what? Sinning. That's just how I see it. So one of the ladies I talk to that, she don't do nothing. She literally hangs out her house all day and that, and she plays games and that, But she's already down the line of rebellious. Number one, she disrespects people all the damn time. Not saying it's only at certain aspects of her personality as her emotions are. So she comes to work all emotional. She'll disrespect everybody. She'll put her emotions higher than everybody else's. She'll believe that she's higher up than everybody else. She believes that she should be the one that everyone should bow down to. I say, you know what to say? Praise the Lord, this woman needs some intervention. Because to see how these humans, as in people, try to establish hierarchy above everybody else because they're delusional as fuck to believe that they're God themselves. They don't say it, but they believe it. Doesn't matter if you say it, it's the belief. Like I say with my own belief. I never want to put myself above everybody else. I rather put myself with everybody else. Love, mercy, and care. I'd rather give everybody love than to sit there and be like, well, you're weaker than me, I'm stronger than you, so fuck you. You shouldn't be around me because I'm stronger than you. That can establish to a lot of people. But the thing is, someone's stronger than me, and that person shows me mercy, and says, hey, it's like, don't treat people like that. You know, you might be strong, but there's always someone else stronger. And most times when a person that has that kind of like mental state that they think that everyone should evolve around them, that they're the best of the best, and you see these people all the time. I go to the gym enough to see these people. They'll do all these things and that, and then they'll always have one dude that comes in there that's just bigger than them. Like, wait a minute, bro. Brody. They get all this fucking mentality break. And they always want to compare. I said, healthy comparison's fine. I look at guys that are more ripper than me. I asked them. I talked to this one old guy, like in his 50s, like mid-50s. Dude's always talking about, yeah, I've been working out for 40 years and that. He's like, I just enjoy doing it. It just gives me something to do. If I can't go to the gym, I'll do stuff at home. And I'll work around the house and that. I'll do my push-ups and that. I'll do something to get me active in that. And so we kind of talked about it. He says, the best way to lose weight is due to very slow weight. You know, if you can take fat burners and that or whatever it is, but just keep your calories down, keep your ass moving. Try to move around more. Try not to eat so much. Try not to eat a certain amount of calories each, like 2 hours and that. Don't gorge yourself with 1,500 calories. Or fast. Fast for 10 hours. Don't eat at all. And then eat a shit ton of food. You're only going to get so full. And about the time the day's over with, you're going to have 5 or 6 hours of being awake. And so you eat that food, and then you're only going to be able to eat so much. And then your body's going to recharge all those cells and that. And you're going to fucking fall asleep anyway. It's either or. It's better to fast than eat because fasting doesn't hurt your stomach. There's nothing to activate it. Your stomach actually gets smaller. It shrinks a lot. So when you do eat, you don't have to eat so much. And that's one of the things I learned from my ex. I used to munch all day. I maybe eat like one big meal a day, like dinner or something like that. I used to eat little bits here and there. And she's not lying. And she looks good. She keeps doing her body fat content now, so she's like at 19%. I mean, obviously the scales are never fucking right. But she's very slender in that. I mean, she's obsessed with it. But I know it keeps her going. But the way I look at it, through all these perspectives, why these people have so much emotional issues. Like I said, in Psalms, and Proverbs, mostly Proverbs, some in Romans and Galatians, and there's a couple other ones that when you listen to these very wise people, they tell you everything, especially very wise kings or very righteous kings and that. They took care of their people and that. They always tell you the flat out truth because they had to run the kingdom. They say, it's always about, showing humility. He's like, if you can reach to the poor and you can make them strong, the poor are willing to get strong. Sometimes the poor can't get strong because of, limitations of disabilities and that. It doesn't mean that they can't do stuff. Sometimes giving them a simple, stable job and just do simple work like shoveling hay and fucking horse dog and that, it still gives them something to do, you know what I mean? That's how it is in our life right now. Nothing's really changed. Technology's changed. I mean, housing, yeah, housing's changed a lot. You know, I think houses were more stable back then because they were made with mortar and massive stones and shit, but when it came down to that, you know, it's just how it was. And then you grow on it. That's how society's changed so much. But people still go down the same road. You always get massively prideful people that believe in things that are just ridiculous. It says it's 61 degrees outside. Yowza, guys, it's getting so warm already. It is. I'm doing way too fucking hard. I think I'm gonna go to the gym today. I haven't been to the gym in a while now. I need to get a piss really quick. Man, it feels good outside.
Mortal souls, ripe for living.
It is done.
Come back if you need the forge.